Hi, it's Mark Ramsey, and this is Area 51. I want to read you something from a conversation I had several days ago with someone whose name you probably know. Here it is. I think the broadcasters have now embraced the fact that spectrum is finally on its way to being valueless. It was an 80-year run, but there's no intelligent person I know that says that in 10 or 15 years from now they're going to be glad they own 660 on the AM dial. Wow. Those words are from marketing guru and author Seth Godin in a conversation that he and I had a few days ago that will air in its entirety on the here2.com blog later in January. Pretty heavy words. Now, they lead to the obvious question, which is not what can your radio station do about that? Let's say for the sake of argument, I don't care. The question is, what can you do about that? Because you have a career, you have a life, you have a family, you have a job, you have needs. You have talent. You have skills. What can you do? Seth goes on essentially to use the example of Wolfman Jack and say, if I work in radio, my goal is to be Wolfman Jack. He didn't have a giant organization behind him, but he didn't own a slice of the spectrum, but as Seth put it, he became irreplaceable. This theme of irreplaceability, if that's a word, is central to Seth's forthcoming book, which comes out at the end of January as well, called Linchpin, Are You Indispensable? And it kind of takes the purple cow approach from one of his previous books and applies it to you, the person. If a purple cow is something that's amazing and remarkable and unique to the world, a linchpin is a person who's amazing and remarkable and unique to the world. We all have creativity. We're all geniuses, as Seth likes to put it. We need to discover that talent and bring it out of us in the workplace, in our jobs, to make ourselves indispensable, to make ourselves that critical linchpin in our organizations that can make magic happen and make results happen. Now, to some degree, that may or may not be in the job you're in now. I mean, he's quick to say, look, don't quit your job. But at the same time, it's quite obvious that while you can be a linchpin, it won't necessarily be in the context of working for the man. He talks about the idea that some people are going to be linchpins by creating these entities outside of the traditional broadcast spectrum. Look at Gary Vaynerchuk I interviewed some weeks ago. That guy is a one-man media empire, and he has no radio station, and he has more Twitter followers than you do. So consider the fact that in the future, with the declining worth of spectrum, that each of us has the potential to contribute in a meaningful way and create our piece of that spectrum, not necessarily as talent, but spectrum in terms of people's minds and where their heads are at and what they need to do at any given point in time. A linchpin is someone who's indispensable. A linchpin is someone who offers something unique, who creates, as Seth puts it, their art, who gives themselves to the world as a gift, with the expectation that they get something in return. Is it easy? No. But is it important? Yes.